All right, hey guys, hole number 8 here that I'm setting up my bag for. Here you can see I'm going to go with Apocalypse. It's got plenty of curl here. You can see curl 92. That's going to be more than enough of what I need to use it for. Also setting up, very normally otherwise, but here you can see that I'm putting Blue Marble on as my ball. And the big reason to do something like that is that's the same as the Origin ball, and it's going to help. We're going to go for the other side today, and I want to show you a very easy approach to going about doing that. What's my ring play? Is it 2 per ring? I think it's about 40 some accuracy. I should have double checked that, but I think it's 40 something accuracy on a POC 3. So maybe 2.1 per ring. Now keep in mind that it is going to launch down. Wow, that would be an interesting approach. So we are going to go to the other side, but we're going to do it a lot more practical than some of the other methods that you've been watching. So what you have maybe seen a couple guys doing, which I usually never do, is they're going for hook shots. And there is a layup method. If you guys want to see how I lay up, do go to the expert guide and at least watch the drive, because if you don't want to go for this shot, that's fine. And I do have in expert a very similar, like you would basically just use a quarterback. And what I'm going to do more than anything is just focus on getting over. So you're not going to see me, I'm going to put more emphasis on side spin as opposed to length here. And in terms of my, I'm just trying to visualize maybe, leave enough room for 1 per ring. So I'm trying to basically stay maybe 7 rings from the edge. I'm just going to use foam curl for this demonstration just to show you, how little I probably need. And here I'm going with a perfect ball, and let's just see. So you can see there it gets over and I'm into the fairway. I did it with foam curl. So I do not need landscape. I don't need fancy hooks. I don't need to do anything fancy to get to the other side other than perfectly executed shots. And of course having that Origin ball on, for example, this is going to be perfect for this hole. Do keep in mind that I kept the topspin off intentionally. It makes the ball cut harder. So it's a very safer approach. The more topspin you put, that first initial bounce is going to project more straight towards the water. So when I back off of that, it gives me a better chance to get to the other side very easily. You can see I did it without even going into landscape mode. So you really don't need to do anything too aggressive here. Now what you are going to see me do, I'm going to at least size this up. This is a very hard pitch without getting into the middle of the fairway. So what you might see me do, I might just try to dunk this. There's really no risk of going for the dunk here. So, I'm going to play this probably pretty close to 1 per ring. Worst case scenario, I miss, which is okay too. So here you can see 5 point some rings here for my ring adjustment. Set that up very close. Be very careful with your power. It looks like I am going to miss it. So that's too much of an adjustment. I was over, you know what? It might have to do with my accuracy on Endbringer. Man, I hope that's not why I missed it. I almost guarantee it is. Unbelievable. That ring adjustment is probably spot on. I probably was thinking that I was using a club I didn't have. Oh, geez. So that's frustrating. But as you can see, very, very least case scenario. The problem is the only way. Oh, that was an interesting putt. That one got away from me a little bit. But you can see that I easily get the birdie. It's a little unfortunate because I'm almost positive that the reason I screwed that up is because I think my Endbringer is a little bit more advanced than it is. The problem with me setting up for the pitch is you have to put it on the fairway. The fairway there is very kind of side shaped. Very, very hard to make that pitch. So I do recommend the dunk. I think it's going to increase the probability that you're going to make it greatly. I just kind of got the short end of the stick there. A little unlucky break. I'm almost positive that my Endbringer is not 100 accuracy. And sure enough, it's an Endbringer 4. So I went way too many rings. Well, not way too many rings, but I should have played 1.4-ish per ring. And what was that win? I should have only went 4 rings. I went 6. So I was off by about 2 rings there. So unlucky. Entirely my fault. I do recommend, if you're going to, you could go for a rapier backspin shot as an alternate method if you have a rapier. But, for the most part, I try to stay away from, Tour 7 clubs, with the exception of this hole to get to the other side. Do be take into consideration that in Expert I laid up with a rock driver. So if you need to see that demo with the Thorn pitch, you can go to the Expert. Your wind is going to be different, but you'll see that the way that I go, the method that I go about doing it is going to be very similar to the Expert approach. It's just going to be with different wind angles, but the same methodology, so to speak, is going to be the way that you go about laying up and going for that shot. So good luck there, guys, and catch you guys for hole 9 for the end of this guide.